Hey everybody, how you doing today? Once again, we're taking a little break from the regularly scheduled programming. This was kind of a tough week for me. I didn't have a lot of time. Had a big exam to study for, which I got a 96 on last night. Woohoo! It is to teach driver's ed, believe it or not. I always like to keep something else going besides the music, because music is fickle. Music is fickle. And you never know. A little while ago, I was making a lot of money, and I had a house and all that in Ypsilanti, Michigan. You don't know that. I don't know. You may not know that place, whatever. But you know, the life and the pandemic changed a lot of those things. And I'm a little tired of teaching drums one-on-one. And that's very fickle too. I want to teach the students that really want to learn, you know. And if you want to learn, get with me. Get with me. Get with me. Get with me. I'll be happy to teach you online if you really want to learn. If you really want to learn. I'm not cheap. And I'm not easy either. I got morals. Anyway. So I thought today I would do something on the Beatles. A little side note, you know, keeping something going so that, like, right now I'm living in this one-bedroom apartment, and I turned the bedroom into a bit of a studio. But it's mine. It's mine. I answer to no one. I don't. You know, and when I'm in a relationship, I want to bring to the table not just a smile and a kiss. You know, after a while, who cares? And I know musicians that stay in relationships, and they've told me because the significant other keeps a roof over their head, right? So that they can, you know, play their bass or their guitar or whatever. And that's not me, man. That's not me. I live according to my means, and I do what I got to do. And that's why I do Uber, whatever I got to do. And now I'll do the driver's ed. Anyway, that aside, I thought I would do a little thing on the Beatles. Well, I've been studying for the last 2 weeks. I've been rewatching for the third time Get Back by the Beatles on Disney Channel. And David Dean, who is, you know, I'm going to do an interview with him soon on, I don't know how I'm going to work that, but I'll let you know. He's my Beatle aficionado, and I mentioned this kind of take I have on the breakup, and he thought it was very insightful. So I thought I'd share it with you. And that's why I kind of did some Ringo licks there as an intro, and I do them as an outro and have some fun. This is just a quickie video to let you know that we get some good stuff coming up. I've got another Musicians on Couches coming up in 2 weeks. Don't know what I'm going to do next week, but I'll find something. I think I'll be talking about solo ideas. Solo ideas and how do you develop a solo. I think that will be next week's video. But anyway, watching John and Paul, and out of the two of them, John is definitely my favorite Beatle. And because really, John sang from what he felt. Help, I need somebody. Help, not just anybody. Help, I really need someone. You know, he sang from those things that he felt. Even if you look at Strawberry Fields Forever and Penny Lane, those were flip of each other's two A singles, right? Two A-sided singles. Penny Lane is Paul, who, by the way, is like the Jerry Seinfeld of songwriting. He can write about anything, and he does almost a narration with the barber on the corner and the streetlights, and I mean, you really get a picture of what Penny Lane looks like. But then Strawberry Fields is about this. It's a place too in England that John hung out in when he was a kid, but he sort of talks about how he perceived it in this kind of dreamlike world, you know, very personal, very reflective. So Paul writes almost fictional novels, Desmond and Molly Jones, Martha My Dear, Rocky Raccoon, and the list goes on. And John really writes things he was feeling in my life, help, a day in the life. I read the news today, oh boy, it's how he felt about that car accident with that person he read about in the news. And then Paul writes this narration, I woke up, I get out of bed, I drink a comb across my head. So together they worked really well. But John talks a lot in his interviews and when you listen to them and the Playboy interview about his abandonment issues with his mother and his father. And even in his solo album, the song Mother, he talks a lot about his abandonment issues. And so, in some ways, Paul, he gravitated when he got a friend. He just wanted to be close to that friend. That's the same reason why he almost obsessed over Yoko. And for those of you who blame Yoko for the break of the Beatles, you're an idiot. You're probably a Trump supporter. You probably think Elon Musk is a genius. Hey, I'm an idiot and I'm smarter than Elon Musk, baby. Any day of the week. The things that guy, record time he destroyed Twitter. Don't get me started. I can't stand that guy. All right. So John would really gravitate towards people. I relate to that because I myself have these issues that I struggle with. My mom was manic depressive, and I had very little relationship with her, and she died when I was much younger. And my dad, I've been playing 50 years. I think he saw me play once when I was 14. I was music director on Carnival Cruise Lines on the Carnival flagship at the time, the Carnival Miracle, parked on 48th Street. Being the music director and drummer for the Sinatra show. My dad lived in Yonkers. He wouldn't come aboard and see the show. Wouldn't do it. So I understand a little bit of that. When I would find a friend, I would just really almost want to cling to that friendship. And then because if I felt myself doing that, I would go the opposite way for me. I would build the wall and be a little bit aloof. And because of unrealistic expectations, it was easy for me to feel betrayed and pull away further from people. So I understand kind of John's desire to be close with Yoko, be close with Paul. But then something happened, a dynamic happened. Brian Epstein died, their manager, and up until that point, Paul and John were buddies. They were buddies. They were working together, digging the trench, writing songs together. Brian was the boss, and George Martin was the arranging boss, and this works, that doesn't work. We got to get to work today. We got to be in the studio rehearsing today. We got to go on tour today. And then when Brian died, Paul takes that over, and now the dynamic between John and Paul changes. Paul takes the leadership role, and John now has to answer to him. And he lost his best friend. Because I've been in both positions. I've been a member of the band, and mostly I'm a member of a band, but I've also led my own band. And the moment that happens, you sort of got to pull yourself away from the other guys, and it helps you to see how close they're coming to your vision if it's your band. And Paul sort of then wanted the Beatles to come into his vision, where prior to that, the four of them were creating a vision, and Brian and George were molding a little bit. And now John lost his best friend, and I think that's really one of the things that just he thought, I just can't do it. And that resentment, that anger, that you betrayed me, because I feel that. I feel that at times with people. Betrayed. I know. So I just wanted to share that with you, that it was just an interesting take. Let me know what you think in the comments. I'm going to be back with some more stuff. In about 2 weeks, we got another New Musicians on Couches. Woohoo! It's a good one with Chris Canis, featuring Chris Canis. And a great, great rendition of a great song. Oh man, Nick Tabarayas is making a second appearance. Can't wait for this. I'm happy you've been watching the channel. This is a quick one, my friends. See you next week. It'll be on solo ideas, I believe. My class is over. I got time again. I'm so happy that you're here. Mwah. See you in the next one, folks.